Now from the 12 News IT, more than a week after our first report about heat concerns at the Perryville Women's Prison, the woman in charge of the prison now stepping down.
Her departure comes amid growing concerns over how the women's prison in Goodyear has been handling problems in this extreme heat. IT
reporter Erica Stapleton has been digging into these issues with broken air conditioners, swamp coolers, and prison cells that are simply too hot. Erica joining us now tonight, and those inmates sharing that they're starting to actually see some changes for the better, but only after we started reporting.
Yeah, that's right, guys. One big change is Warden Laura Pyle, whose last day is Friday tomorrow, according to her retirement announcement. And that's after Prison Director Ryan Thornell went to the prison himself to see those conditions.
A lot's changed since we first sat down with Arizona Prison Director Ryan Thornell last Wednesday.
Have you been out to Perryville this week?
I have not been out to Perryville this week, no.
We've learned he's since been to Perryville, quote, several times to address heat concerns we asked him about.
He's actually spent time, especially in the women's prison, with the women in the cells, trying to see what the temperatures are like, what they're enduring, and they were too hot. And those were, his words, not mine.
How hot?
He didn't share with me the exact temperatures.
But he told you they were too hot.
They were too hot.
State Senator Brian Fernandez is on the state's new prison oversight committee and said he talked to Thornell after the director visited Perryville.
He is very well aware of what they're enduring. And I can share with you the kind of person he is. He's not someone that will let someone suffer like that.
So when he was there, he witnessed people suffering?
I believe he did, yes.
When we talked to Thornell before his visit, he said his staff at Perryville was giving him reports of cells temping in the mid-80s, despite incarcerated women and their families claiming to us that they were temping much higher in the 90s or low 100s throughout the month of July.
Our staff are professionals. Our staff care about their jobs. To say that what they're doing isn't accurate, that's just not something that I would entertain.
Thornell hasn't agreed to another interview with the I-Team. Instead, the department sent a statement Monday detailing a heat relief strategy, which includes free ice for inmates and misters in the yards at Perryville. Then, on Wednesday, the department announced that Perryville's warden, Laura Pyle, would be retiring at the end of the week after 23 years with the department. The department wouldn't comment on why she was stepping down, and we couldn't reach Pyle herself by phone or email on Thursday.
It shouldn't have gone on as long as it did. I think that even one day in these temperatures is one day too much. We are going to have long-term solutions.
Like prison buildings better equipped for air conditioning and replacing swamp coolers with AC and a cultural overhaul.
We need to have a mechanism to know about these things quickly. It shouldn't be days and weeks before we hear about them.
It's good that they are finally starting to see some type of relief over there. But Erica, the big question now that Laura Pyle is stepping down, what comes next for the Perryville Women's Prison?
Well, they're getting a new interim prison. The warden from Safford is taking over in the interim, effective immediately. We've also heard from several of the women who are incarcerated there that say they're seeing some small steps for relief, like keeping doors open and ventilation and fans, things like that.
And Erica, this is a state prison. Has the governor commented on this?
No, we've asked her office 4 times in the past week and a half if she can do an interview about this, and they have not gotten back to us.
All right. Thank you so much.